G'day traders, it's Brad here with the guide to the week ahead. Alright, now first of all, hope everyone had a good Easter. Lots of chocolates here, but now time to get down to business. So let's have a look at the our live trading schedule for this week for the members. We've got the Ask Me Anything session, good real tune up on your analysis or any other questions you may have. Now the live trades this week, there are only 3 of them. The CAD GDP numbers on Thursday, followed by the Chinese manufacturing numbers, and let's not forget the US non-farm payrolls, the big head kicker of the market. So the focus is going to be the non-farms, but there are a number of things to get through before we get there. Now, if I just come over to the Forex Factory and check this out, Tuesday, okay, today there's not a lot going on through that Asian session, and even the European session is pretty thin on the ground. So just keep an eye on Janet Yellen. She's talking Tuesday afternoon in the US, in New York actually. So she's talking about monetary policy as well. So if she does talk up interest rates or talks them down, well, then you're going to get some major movement in the currencies. I can't imagine her doing too much outside of the FOMC from what she announced just over a week ago. Wednesday, okay, you got the ADP non-farms. Bit of a precursor for the non-farm payrolls on Friday. If there is some variance, it may move. Check out those crude oil inventories, right? Very important for dollar CAD at the moment. That's one of the key things. And during that European session, I guess keep an eye on the German prelim CPI numbers. May provide some inkling of direction for Euro. All right, now coming into Thursday, you really want to keep a close eye on Carney. Now he's working. He'll be talking about inflation, all sorts of things. Don't worry about the current account figures. There's that geopolitical situation with Brexit at the moment, and there's a whole range of UK numbers coming out here. So it's almost like a little bit too hard, but Carney's going to be the key to it. All right, so then coming into Thursday, that North American session, as I said, the Canadian GDP numbers, really good trading opportunity, technically or even on the live data release itself. Make an assessment before those numbers come out, but that could get, because it's by itself, we may see a good opportunity there. Now, coming into Friday, this is pretty much where the action is. There's a couple of Chinese numbers coming out. Then it rolls into the UK manufacturing numbers, which I think will be sidelined as we look at those US non-farm payrolls. They are the main game. Now, the most important part, though, if you are new to this, focus on the average hourly earnings. Now, you go back some time ago, it wasn't that important, but that was the big mover and shaker of the market last month. So make sure you focus on that. Okay, it was up 0.3% last month. They're expecting minus 0.1, and that's where the real move was. The numbers themselves were sidelined, and people were looking at that more so than anything else. So that's what we need to be focusing on. Now, just switching over to the major currencies, just having a look here, short-term wise, Aussie this week still trading sideways, as is the Kiwi. Dollar yen, I still like the top upside move here. It really is going to come down to Janet Yellen whether that dollar continues upwards or not. Euro, I mean, we had a number of chances here to go down, and it's still hanging around 112. So I still like it down, but it's a bit too early in the week to call an up move or a down move at this point. Sterling, it's almost in the too hard basket. That Brexit news and the geopolitical, the media speculation is blowing that thing out. Dollar CAD, oil back to 39 bucks after hitting 42. It did it with not too much fanfare. So dollar CAD is actually just getting pulled all over the place. And obviously that's where that Canadian GDP numbers might come into play and really give us an opportunity there for more consistent direction. Longer term wise, I've got the Aussie here. I still like it higher. Okay, Australian economic numbers very strong. If we keep getting a weak US number, it should keep going up. Kiwi sideways. Okay, it's not really doing anything spectacular. Dollar yen, you still got to favour a move to the top side. The BOJ do keep talking about easing and this, that, and the other, and it does look like it's got good structure. It really does come down to Janet and those non-farm payrolls for dollar yen this week. Now the yen crosses, have a look at this. Look, dollar yen looks like it's got good structure, but the rest of the yen crosses, Aussie yen, Kiwi yen, Euro yen, Sterling yen, CAD yen, all a bit beaten up. They're through clouds, they're through trend lines. It doesn't look that good at all. Okay, so you have to wait for those technical levels to have developed through the week. Now look at Euro here. I'm now looking sort of closely at this horizontal line, 111.42. It's it's been a bit of a base all the last week and a half. If you're looking to get short, and I still am, it's probably under that level that you want to really focus on. And just looking at the euro crosses, okay, there's most of them a bit sideways. Euro Aussie, Euro Kiwi. I still like, I know I keep sort of getting a little bit beaten up on it, but sterling, Euro sterling downside has to be a move at some point. If this Brexit news is cleared up, and that's the big mover. Euro yen still look like the top side, especially with dollar yen moving upwards. Euro CAD, no real change of price in the oil, so it's more trading sideways. Sterling, well, Brexit's the real main game here. It's trading a 300-point range. We've got some trend lines, but it's really loose. So what you need to be looking at is not necessarily the economic numbers. We do have the manufacturing numbers on Friday, but it's more around the news, whether it's terrorist activity or out of the finance ministers, etc. Anything about Brexit is throwing a spanner in the works and making it difficult. Now, I just want to highlight a couple of charts here. The Dow Jones and the S&P 500. These two have got really good setup. Okay, they've got really good trend lines. If Janet Yellen does start to talk up the prospect of rates again, right, to and fro, well then the equity market should come off, and we've got some really nice entry levels here. So keep an eye on these two indices. They do look really nice, right? And you don't really need too much to be following it. Just make sure you've got your if you've got Trendline Trader, hook that thing up. Okay, dollar index has drifted down a little bit lower on the back of some weaker numbers on Monday out of the US, but I don't think there's too much in it. The two really wild events, if you want to call them that, well, we've got two central bankers speaking. Janet Yellen on Tuesday, and Thursday I think we've got Carney, right? So they're the two speculative events. So keep an eye on those. You might even want to clear your positions up before they come into play. And that's pretty much it, guys. Have a great week. If I don't speak to you, give us a call or send us an email. Have a good one. Cheerio.